4 introduction. Industry 4 has been a recent buzzword which has revolutionized how industries work today. Today's industries have become more modernized, they use data to a large extent, and they are much more efficient. In today's presentation and this video, we will try to see what is Industry 4 and what are its basic constituents. This presentation has been divided into a few parts. We try to answer these questions. What is Industry 4? What has been the other levels there? With this, we'll try to understand from a video. What do today's customers want? How growth of Industry 4 has happened? And what are the technologies behind I4? How has industry been adopted Industry 4? That is segment-wise, we'll try to see. How do we see the maturity index of Industry 4? What does I4 mean for us? We'll try to see this through the video. And we also from a manufacturing sector, what are the preconditions for introducing I4 and what changes have happened when I4 was applied? IoT consists of a major part of Industry 4, and this we try to understand from the typical IIot setup from a visual diagram. What are the design principles behind Industry 4? How does an architecture look like in an Industry 4 environment? And what are the pillars of I4? We'll see through a video. And also we look at various statistics which have got resulted after I4 has been implemented. What are the industry levels? As we see, they started from the Industry 1, where we had a mechanization, the steam power, weaving loom. Industry 2, mass production, assembly line, electrical energy, and that was happened in the 1870s. And then we saw the Industry 3, which is probably happened during our time. And what is happening today is Industry 4, which consists of cyber physical system where your whole systems are connected to the internet and they are transmitting data to each other. So this is what we see from various levels here, and we will try to see what industrial customers are asking, because why Industry 4 has probably erupted in the recent times is because of these reasons. And some of the questions are being asked as, how can I capture knowledge from my transition workforce, which is very important. A lot of data knowledge is with the workforce there. How can I better innovate? Companies are innovating today. How do I improve the workforce productivity? Today's the workforce want tools to really improve their productivity, looking at augmented reality and virtualizations there. I need to achieve real-time visibility. As a head of an organization, you need to know what is happening in your company. How can I introduce new IoT solutions faster? You want to integrate your systems, you want sensors everywhere, you want the data to be transmitted, you should be aware of everything. How can I reduce the time? This is a very important quality part of it. You want to reduce the defects. These type of things are just not tolerable in the industry. How can I make a better visibility to manage my global supply chain? Supply chain is an important part of the logistic in any industry. And due to this Industry 4 revolution, customers are asking, how can we improve that? What we actually need to do improve here is the cost, time, and quality, which are very, very important for any industry to survive today. So how the levels have changed, we look at various years from year to year, and today we are working on cyber physical systems and network connected devices. The revolutions before that had automation and a lot of electronics. And before that, we have seen the assembly line and mechanization taking place. These are old times of industries today. So today we are in the Industry 4 revolution and networks here. And let us look at a video here which talks about various industry revolutions here. Let us look at a few technological pillars which make Industry 4 a very strong platform to work in today's industry. These are cybersecurity, where we have, since there's a lot of data moving around in the system, so we need to ensure the security of the data so that nobody can tap it or make the system unworkable. We look at cloud computing, where data is stored at clouds, not in local servers, so that we are connected. We are connected all around the places. We have mobile technologies, so that we can use our control our devices through our mobile smartphones here. We have machine-to-machine connectivity, so that they communicate and interact and become more efficient. The another important pillar is 3D printing, which is actually has really improved the small scale, small types of manufacturing, as producing very interesting parts in today's industry. We also see the advanced robotics taking. Robotics have been in use for a pretty long time, but today with the advanced robotics, you find the man is being replaced by the robotics here. We have big data, and because of the lots of connected devices, data is getting accumulated. So obviously, we need analytical tools and a way to storage this data. Internet of Things is actually the key part of Industry 4, because this is how we have connected the devices. We have sensors, because we can't always have humans checking for the environment conditions of the industry, especially the manufacturing there. So we need sensors, we need connected devices, we would need RFIDs technologies, and we also need a cognitive computing, where the machines tell what has to be done. They become intelligent, they become smart here, and they improve our productivity. If you look at the adoption of Industry 4 by sector-wise, this is some of the this is a result of a survey which was taking place, and the survey which was taken on the left-hand side, you can see it is the current situation where people said ki, this is how things are being used, and they also predicted in next 5 years how is the increase going to happen. So if you look at the electronics part, so this is where it has been used a lot. You look at aerospace, which is was used to a large extent. Industrial manufacturing is a heavy user of Industry 4 techniques there, and all of them you can see in next few years their utility, their applications, the implementation is increasing almost twice there. So we find that the quadrant from 30 to 45 has changed to almost above 60 here. So we will see a lot of industry adoption here. We will see a lot of changes in the HR, the skill requirement of people. So the people should really skill themselves into this domain here. And as we see the Internet of Things, which is the essential part of connecting devices, we can see it is being used in various sectors. We can see the retail, healthcare, insurance, connected cars, buildings and living, smart cities and energy, natural resources, and also the connected industry. And in the connected industry is a very important application of Internet of Things. We have been able to have smart factories because of this. Our product design and engineering has really improved. Where maintenance is becoming better and better and much easier and much smarter. Supply chain management, your logistics has really gone transformation since the time IoTs have started being used. So if you look at from retail to the connected industry, we see there's more industrialization in this the right-hand side path here. Let us look at how we look at the maturity of industry, maturity index of Industry 4. When we see the Industry 3, we saw that it was computerization, it was connectivity which was happening. But as we move to the Industry 4, we can see the visibility, transparency, predictability, and the adaptability happening. And when we see all that, the kind of questions which are sometimes asked here, if in terms of visibility, we say, what happens? So if you are actually trying to find out, you may be using sensors for that, you may be using data for that. There may be many things which you could be using to answer these questions. Why does it happen? Understanding This could be analytics part of it, why things are happening like this. It could be use of augmented reality, some virtualization, and a lot of connected devices there. What will happen? Something, it's more of a predictability. You from your cognitive computing systems, you should be able to predict what is going to happen if this situation is going to continue. The most important part is adaptability, that is self-optimization. We allow the systems to optimize themselves to work in a more efficient manner. I think this is one of the most we achieve that is the most highest level of industry for maturity. If the industries are become adaptable, they work on their own. I think this is the one of the important goals of any industry, so that they can be more efficient. So let us look at what Industry 4 means for us as a customer, as a user, as an employee here. Let's see through the video.
We also find our workplaces digitally evolving, with more and more processes now being undertaken using technology. This change is known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, or Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 will see many tasks that were once performed by us now being automated. With the collection and analysis of real-time data, artificial intelligence, and the ability for all components of a production line to talk to each other, production can be really efficient and personalized according to customer needs. But what does this mean for us? With increased automation, our time will be freed up for concentrating on more complex tasks. We will need a workforce who are capable of building, programming, and developing these technologies, but also making sure we are applying them to our lives in an ethical way. There are core skills that we can offer that technology cannot replace. The human touch is going to be incredibly important, ensuring effective communication, problem solving, and supporting change management in this digital environment. There will also be a greater need for joint working across disciplines, creating new innovations. The future job market will be looking for graduates with an open mind to explore the unknown future possibilities. We will all need to develop our skills in order to embrace, adapt to this ever-changing environment. What will you do to make sure you are ready and have the right skills to thrive in the Fourth Industrial Revolution?
So we saw that industry revolution will be a lot of changes. The skills have to be new skills have to be looked into, which will be used in the Industry 4 culture. And when we look at the some of the preconditions, what is basically means if industry manufacturing sector is going for Industry 4, what are the preconditions for that so that it can be effectively applied? A survey was taken from a certain group, and it was found that they rated standardization and the process organization to be the topmost. And they also talked about product availability, new business models, security, know how to protect cyber security, lack of specialized staff, research, training, and regulatory framework. So if you really see, it starts from the standardization of the process, because if you standardize a process, you can automate them much easily. You need to have a process framework there. You need to have organizations and accountability listed out who's going to do what, so that you can replace them easily by the machines there. So a very important part of this has to be kept in mind. So when we apply all this and we look at the changes which is going to happen, we see from the Industry 3 to 4 what has happened. A manufacturing process has become something of creating a product for the lifetime. Our plans become into actions. Lean manufacturing converts into smart manufacturing. What we used to decide by experience is being decided by the information. Earlier we used to think of saving money. Today we are creating new revenue systems there. So we feel from a managing system to an optimized system here. Now let's look at a typical IoT setup where we will be using typical industrial IoT setup. We see all the machines are and the equipment has been connected to various sensors. The important part of it, which have to be connected through network, it could be wireless or a LAN network. There are cameras who are also detecting signals and transmitting to us through the network switches to a server, which could be in a cloud platform. So if you see, this is how the setup will look like. There would be need of cybersecurity personnel. There would be need of IT people there who would be connecting these devices together, and this whole dashboard is required to make a software so that we can see them at one place. Okay. What has been the design principles for i4? This is a huge diagram, and this has to be looked into certain details. And if you really see, whenever we are designing i4, there are certain principles by which we have to go about, which could be Internet of Things, could be Internet of People, Internet of Data, cloud computing, big data analytics, blockchain, cybersecurity, augmented reality, automation, industrial robotics, additive manufacturing, which is also about 3D manufacturing. Simulation and modeling really helps you save a lot of resources and time and money. Having a cyber connected devices and also semantic technologies here. The other part is when we look at, we should have a smart factory. We should have interoperability of machines so that we can use the same machine for different production lines. We should have a modular structure. We should have decentralized control so that they can work on the autonomous manner. Virtualization so that you can see them at one place, real-time capability, vertical integration, and horizontal integration. Personalization, because you should be able to product many new varieties of product by all these technologies here. And also have certain corporate social responsibility so that we grow with the society here. When we look at the architecture of an typical i4 setup, it looks something like this. We should have smart lines. There are robotics in place, 3D printers. We have smart warehouses who are transmitting the raw material and also the finished good. We also have suppliers connected to the organizations of manufacturing so that they can know when the items are required, and in case there are any quality defects or issues, they have to be resolved. So we need sensors there. We need a factory which is smart, and we could need 3D printers which could manufacture components and dies like this. We could need robotics which could work on the behalf of man, where the risk of human is there, and where efficiency can be hampered because of the production line here. So we see this is the general architecture of an Industry 4 system, and this is what you'll find whenever you visit an Industry 4 organizations here. So if you look at a video of Industry 4, this probably explains how these Industry 4 system looks like. So we saw that which type of industries are ready for the new Industry 4 revolution. We saw the pillars behind Industry 4, and we saw what kind of benefits we are acquiring from Industry 4. This is a small statistics which has been found after Industry 4 um, has affected positively. We saw that 83% of industry decision makers surveyed expected data to have a significant impact on their decision making in 5 years. Not only half are currently using data to drive decision. We see a lot of data revolutions taking place, and they are evolving to a matured model where it's a more of a data-driven approach, not an experience-based approach. 72% of manufacturing price predict that use of data analytics will substantially improve customer relations and customer intelligence along the product life cycle. So this is why you see the huge surge in demand for data scientists and data analysts here, because they feel that customer behavior or customer approach to a product will change if you use data there. 86% of customer manufacturers surveyed expected to secure simultaneous gains from both lower cost and added value. So if you lower your cost, it gives you more revenue, it gives you more profitability, and this can easily happen because of Industry 4. 35% of the companies adopting Industry 4 expect revenue gains. So this is a huge expectation, because I think companies, there's a cost cutting, there is downsizing, and we need automation, and this is what Industry 4 is going to do for them. And the two countries which have been heavy users of this concept are Japan and Germany here. Because of Industry 4, you can see the cost getting reduced, thereby increasing the efficiency. So we end this presentation here. We try to understand what is Industry 4, the pillars behind it, and what it actually means, and what is our customers wanting from Industry 4 to take place.